Welcome to the Deep Dives. Today we're looking at Adam Back. Quite a figure in Bitcoin, wouldn't you say? Cryptographer, cypherpunk, now CEO of Blockstream.
Oh, absolutely. He's been there since, well, practically the beginning, and he's still very much involved in shaping things.
Right. So our mission today is really to kind of understand his core thinking, what drives his approach to Bitcoin's evolution. We've got some good sources here to draw from.
Exactly. Let's get into it. Where do we start? Maybe with his early work?
Well, let's do that. Hashcash. That came even before Bitcoin, but it feels really relevant.
It is really relevant. Hashcash was basically a proof of work system. It's actually cited in the Bitcoin white paper.
So what was the big idea there?
The idea was, to make sending digital stuff like email cost something computationally. Not money, but like CPU cycles.
To stop spam.
Precisely. Make mass spamming too expensive to be worthwhile. And that fundamental concept, using computation to secure something digital that's central to Bitcoin mining.
Okay, got it. Fast forward a bit, 2014, he co-founds Blockstream. That's a name you hear constantly in this space.
Huge name. Blockstream's focus has really been on building out Bitcoin's infrastructure, adding capabilities.
Like what specifically? What are the big projects?
Well, there's the Liquid Network. Think of it as like a sidechain or layer 2 solution. It lets you move Bitcoin around much faster and, importantly, more privately between exchanges or institutions.
Okay, faster and more private. What else?
Then you've got the Bitcoin satellites, which sounds kind of sci-fi, but it's real.
Satellites, you mean actually in space?
Yeah, literally broadcasting the Bitcoin blockchain from space. The point is to, make it harder to censor and accessible even if local internet fails. Pure resilience.
Wow. Okay, and they're also into mining, right? But with a specific focus.
Renewable energy mining. They're big on trying to make Bitcoin mining sustainable, integrating it with green energy sources.
So looking at Liquid, the satellites, the mining,
Yeah.
there seems to be a pattern here. A philosophy, maybe?
I think so, yeah. It's consistently about scaling Bitcoin and adding features, but doing it off the main chain, using layers.
Right. Keep the base layer simple and secure, innovate on top.
Exactly. Layer 2, like Liquid and Lightning, maybe even Layer 3 down the road. He's very much against making the core Bitcoin protocol too complex. Stability first.
Let's dive into that core vision then. What's Bitcoin fundamentally for, according to Back?
He sees it as sovereign money, something outside the control of, governments or central banks. Financial freedom is a huge theme.
And how do we maintain that? What are the key tenets?
Well, number one is that minimal change to the base protocol we mentioned. Keep it robust. Then expand capabilities using those modular layers, Lightning, maybe things like BitVM in the future. And crucially, widespread self-custody.
Self-custody meaning people holding their own keys.
Yes. He stresses that. If everyone just leaves their Bitcoin on exchanges, you lose the decentralization. It's vital people control their own funds.
Makes sense. And he also talks about bigger players, like nations.
Yeah, he's predicted nation-state adoption. Basically, countries seeing Bitcoin as a strategic reserve asset, like a digital gold.
Yeah.
Neutral, censorship-resistant value storage.
Digital gold on a national scale. That's quite the vision. Okay, looking around right now, what trends does he see as most important?
He highlights three main things. First, industrial mining integration. Big miners working with power grids, often using renewables, sometimes even helping stabilize the grid.
Interesting. Okay, what else?
Second, national adoption actually happening. El Salvador is the obvious example, using Bitcoin for sort of financial independence.
What's out there?
Institutional inflows. Things like the spot ETFs bringing in serious capital, though he does add a word of caution there.
Caution about what?
About the risks of too much Bitcoin ending up in centralized custodial vaults through these ETFs. It circles back to that self-custody point. Need to keep it decentralized.
So if we boil it all down, Adam Back's main contribution or influence seems to be steering Bitcoin towards what?
Towards evolution through layers. Innovation without compromising the core. His vision is for Bitcoin to be fundamentally secure, decentralized, resilient, and ultimately a tool for freedom.
Really clear vision. So maybe the final thought for you listening is this. What does a financial system built like that, layered innovation, core security, individual control, actually enable? What new possibilities open up? Maybe ones we haven't even thought of yet for us as individuals or even for whole countries. Something to think about.